Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Today's date is March 31st, 2024. It is Easter Sunday. He has indeed risen. Now we'll wait for some more folks to rise and join the show. Most of my listener base should be fine even after a long Easter, even if they went to many of the church gatherings as well as family get-togethers. They should still have plenty of time to get in. And we're still waiting. Oh, going to be an interesting rundown of things. I promised that I would let folks know my thoughts on President Joseph Biden and his latest executive order. I have an interesting take. Probably not unusual. Some folks might find it unusual, but but before I go, I would kind of like to have some of the regular folks in to hear what I have to say. And if they don't, then I'll go ahead and I'll shut down and I'll save it. I will do a special encore show on Monday night for folks. It'll give some folks a little bit of time to figure out what's going on here. Let's see if we can just yak about some other things until they show up. I told folks, go ahead and check your stores. I said supermarkets. I made a mistake of saying supermarkets. Yeah, that includes your local butchers and everybody else, your local farms. Check to see their sales. A lot of them were having sales for the upcoming Easter weekend. So I had awesome. Shaw's had some fantastic prices. You can get it for, it was $8 and change a pound for New York strip roast and bone-in ribeye roast. So boneless New York strip roast and bone-in ribeye roast. And they had a lot of them. They had a one per customer. So you get one of one and one of another, but they were still hefty in price, but they were about $8, $8 and change per pound, which if you know the beef prices out there, that's a pretty good deal in 2024. Then if you were a Shaw's discount member, you can get a further discount on that. Well, we took advantage of that. We saved somewhere between $150 and $200. And we just got, we had got one decent size. No, yeah, I'm sure that we did, because when I was figuring, I was just figuring what I saved on New York strip steaks. I got 7 packages from two New York, boneless New York strip steak roasts. I got 7 packages with 2 steaks each, 1.5 inch thick steaks. That's 14 1.5 inch New York strip steaks. Oh, nummy num. Packaged them up in 2s. That way, when it's me and the missus, we just take 1 package out. If we got guests, we can take 2, or we can take 3, whatever we need. You know, we got somebody stopped in. So yeah, we were rolling over. It's like, oh, this is good. So yeah, I got 2 of those roasts, and I got one. I think it was like a 4 4-rib ribeye roast. And I'm not cutting that into steaks. I'm just going to roast that up. I have another one thawed out over this weekend. We're going to have it for Monday night dinner. The youngest is coming over, her and her feller. So we're going to cook that one up. But we didn't get that this week. So hello to the folks that are jumping in. Say hey. Say hey. Hey. Say hey. So yeah, by all means, always check. Somebody said, oh, yeah, I don't get the flyers. Well, go to their website. Go to your favorite store's website, the stores that you shop at often, and figure out what sales they have. And get yourself something. Because if you're going to, like, let's say if it's just normal steak, and you're going to go, well, I'm going to need 2 steaks anyways for a dinner. And then you go in, and if it's on sale, you spend the same amount of money that you would normally for 2 steaks, and you get 4 steaks. Just vacuum seal up the other 2, throw them in the freezer, and there you go. Do that with chicken and turkey. We had turkey this evening. Turkey, gravy, taters, mashed potatoes, broiled zucchini and summer squash and onions. And what else? Oh, we had asparagus. And I had some wine with it. We still got some folks looking, but they ain't saying hi. So, yeah. We always eat good. And you don't need to be a millionaire to eat like a king. You just need to be smart. Need to be smart. Posted up a bit of a blurb. Thing of interest that I posted up in 2021. It was about household incomes. Everybody's talking about how whites are, they're higher than blacks in their household income, so therefore there must be racial inequality. And it's like, no, because Asians far out-earn whites. So it's always this black and white thing. It's the blacks against the whites. It's the blacks against the whites. Stop it. Shouldn't be. Stop it. They're the 2 biggest groups in the United States, blacks and whites. But whites make between 60 and 70% of the population. Blacks make 13%. And then Hispanics and Asians and everybody else makes up the rest. Stop trying to make it into a black and white thing. There's a big thing out there. And I tell you what, again, Asians outperform whites. I put up a chart, and the columns make an X. They make an X. The ethnic group that had the highest median household income in the United States had the lowest single motherhood rate. The group that had the lowest median income in the United States had the highest single mother rate. Let me go ahead and pull that chart up for y'all. There it is right there. Look at that. Asians right here. Just over 80,000 median income per household. 11.8 single mothered. Then whites at 68,028. Then Hispanics at 50,000 and 52. You see how these numbers, they're going backwards. And then, then blacks, 40,000 and 69.4%. And this was back in 2017, and the numbers have increased in both categories. They're now over 70%. Look at that. But it's a white problem, right? It's a disparity. It's somehow whites are racist, and that's why they're doing so much better than the blacks. Again, you could play that freaking game with Asians and whites. Why aren't the whites just bitch, pissing, and moaning? Oh, look at the Asians. They're making $20,000 more per household than whites. Must be Asian supremacy. No. It's about choices. It's about family structure. It's about culture. It's not because of racism. But, you can't point that out and convince the race grifters out there. Has nothing to do with your color. Has nothing to do with your ethnicity. Has everything to do with the choices you make in life and your culture. That's what it has to do with. Nobody's forcing you to do that. Nobody forces culture. You'd think you'd want to emulate that which is the most successful. You'd think that. But then you can't play victim mentality. You can't go, gimme, gimme, gimme. You owe me because you're all a bunch of freaking racists. You're not. You're not. Folks know I've said it. I grew up dirt poor. Dirt poor. I ain't dirt poor now. And nobody gave me a damn thing. Not a thing. Not a thing. Nope. Yeah, how about this? I didn't graduate high school. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I didn't graduate high school, and I was in the Army when I was 17. Oh, I rectified all of that, and then some. Rectified it, and then some. But again, nobody gave me anything. That shit I worked for. The color of my skin has never afforded me a damn thing in this world. Oh, comes with privilege just being white anyways. Yeah, you think that. That's an easy crutch to be walking around on. It ain't true. Good heap more wealthy people than black people than white. You're going to tell me like Will Smith and his family are somehow not privileged? Privilege is socioeconomic. And at best from just being the majority, but that does not guarantee you a damn thing. Doesn't. You still have to work. Go into Concord and just as many white folks are out there begging as any other ethnicity. Just as many white folks. Go down to Manchester, I see more ethnic diversity. It's a city than Concord. Oh, Concord's a city. Concord's not a city. Still got people in. Nobody's posted up. Say, hey. Say, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. So, yeah. You, the person who has the most influence and force on your life is you. Your success or your failure. You. Oh, but I'm a black person and my business failed. Yeah. Yeah. Most businesses fail. Not even 50%. Most. Well over 50% of businesses fail. Oh, but you see businesses out there. Yeah. Yes, you see the very few. You see the anomalies that actually made it. Most businesses fail. You look at somebody who's an entrepreneur and they have a thriving business, they'll probably tell you, yeah, I had 4 other businesses. They didn't fail. They didn't succeed. They failed. Why? Wasn't just because your work. You mean you somehow worked harder on this one than the rest? No, you need a lot of work. You need a lot of luck. You need location. You need timing. You need the right amount of equity, either product or service availability. There's a lot that go into it. Then you need to not have competition. if you're in a industry that has competition. There's some that you can do fairly well. Barbershops, yeah, you can do fairly well, but you still have competition. My son's a barber. Does all right. But you got to hustle, and guess what? It wasn't his first barbershop. He worked for a barbershop in Maine, southern Maine, after he got his license. Because while he was going to school, somebody, hey, I'm starting up a barbershop, blah, blah, blah. And said, okay, I'll do it. And then my son got fucked. And he finally said, no, I can't do it. I cannot drive to Maine every damn day to not make any money. So he started working in New Hampshire. I'm going to say where. But he makes some good money. Yeah, we still got people looking at. He said, I have to do because I can't see. I can't see the, there we go. Now I can see it. There we go. Lost somebody. Well, it's over quarter after. And I told folks I was gonna let them know my thoughts on the Biden thing. I will do an encore show Monday night. But if people aren't here, I'm not gonna just keep flapping my gums and coming up with things to say and not have the direct interaction. So with that, I'll just say Happy Easter. God is King. Jesus is King. There is but one God. Oh, Gus is here. Gus is, I'm listening. Gus, you're the only one here. You're the only one here. So, yeah. I just as soon give you a call on the phone if it's just us two talking. But I'm gonna shut down. Tell you, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll shut down the show and then I'll give Gus a call on the phone. And then I'll do an encore. I'll do an encore show tomorrow night. Since everybody seems to be right. Gus says maybe it's slow because it's Easter. Yeah, I figured that might be, but most of the folks that join the show, I don't think that it should be an issue. Because it's at night and their family should have been gone and everything. But it's not a problem. It's not a problem. So I'll go ahead and I'll close down the show and I'll make a post online about it. And I'll do an encore show tomorrow night. And I'll give Gus a call as soon as we shut down. So, hey, I was here. I was here. I'll be here tomorrow night as well. But yeah, gonna shut this down, and everybody get some sleep. Look forward to my show. See, I've been holding off posting about the stuff I'm gonna bring up. I'm not gonna post about it tomorrow either. You're gonna have to tune in. You're gonna have to tune in to the show to find out. So okay, see you online tomorrow. Elsewhere, and I will do an encore Whiskey Cowboy Live tomorrow night. God bless and take care.